Hi everyone, it's Margaret here with 60andMe. Thank you so much for being here today. I hope that you're doing great wherever you are in this beautiful world of ours. 60andMe is a community of older women, and we love to look for makeup products that work for our older skin. And I'm going to do a foundation review today that I hope you find useful. There has been an abundance of new releases over the last few months, and they have been, in my opinion, a little bit confusing. One brand particularly, Loreal, has come out with several different brands of foundation which are getting lots and lots of positive reviews. I've tried them all and I love them. They're doing something really magical with their foundations. They're skin-like, they are lightweight, good coverage, long-lasting, all the things you'd expect. But depending on where you live and what's available, you'll find the choices might be confusing. So I'm going to try to help sort it out based on my own experiences and my own discoveries. So L'Oreal has come out with, well, they've had lots of wonderful infallible 24-hour and other matte foundations, but this group that I'm going to talk to you about are lighter weight. And they have, some of them have included hyaluronic acid, which is a beautiful skincare product. And this inclusion of skincare in foundation products is really, really popular right now. So they came up with this line. It depends where you live. If you're in the States, it's called True Match. L'Oreal True Match. This is a lightweight foundation. It's beautiful. It's one of these things you can put on with your fingers or a brush. It stays on forever. It's really a nice foundation. But if you live in Europe, the same thing is called Perfect Match. Now, I've been looking around to see whether, is it the same thing? And as far as I can tell, True Match in the States is the same as Perfect Match in Europe. But the colors are totally different. It's not consistent. So on the True Match side, I take 3N, which logically would be 3 neutral, and that says creamy beige. And this other one, Perfect Match, the best match that I could find was 3R, 3C. RC, cool? I don't know, but they're very, very similar in color. So that's the first thing. You won't find a similarity or an exact matching color, but True Match and Perfect Match appear to be the same thing. So I'll just do a little swatch on my hand so you see kind of what they're like. This is True Match, and I'm going to put next to it. They're quite soft, not so runny as the next one I'm going to show you, but this is that's the neutral, 3N. And this is the 3R3C. So this is the 3R3C. And of course, my hands and arms are a little bit tanned, so they look a little light right now, but you can see how beautifully hydrating they are. This is the other one I mentioned. To my touch, this is the neutral, 3N. This one feels a little bit more slinky and a little more soft and hydrating, but you can see, if I can just put my finger on the other one here, this is a little bit more darker color, which is really strange. So True Match, Perfect Match. And what I like about them is that they are incredibly lightweight and glowy, but not overly glowy. So they're not matte, they're not super glowy. They're somewhere in between, which I love. And I think that's perfect for older skin. Now, I'm not going to put those on today. I want to show you the one that has come out recently, which is not available everywhere. I cannot find it in Europe. I've had to order it from the States. And that is True Match. Make sure I get this right. Is it True Match? Nude. True Match Nude. I want to make sure I got True Match, which is really strange because the True Match that's available in the United States is different than this one, but this has got 1% hyaluronic acid in it. And it's a very different format. You can see here, the bottle is a pump. This is a dropper. Big difference. And a lot of people don't like it, but I'm okay with it because the result you get from this True Match Nude is incredible. And I mean, I can say this with all honesty because I've used it many, many times. And if you watch other bloggers that have tried it for the first time, they are just amazed. And especially older bloggers over 50. It's great for older skin. Now, I've got a little challenge with light today because I've got a bright sun at moments and then it goes behind the clouds. So hopefully you'll be able to see this on my skin and we can then do another little bit more makeup, just my day-to-day makeup. But the main focus today is foundation. So True Match and True and Perfect Match are the original L'Oreal products, lightweight and liquid. This is the latest, nude. So when you're looking for this, look for the dropper and look for the word nude. That's a big, big difference. So I'm going to show this to you. As I said, it's a dropper. I'm going to put it on my hand, and it is very, very runny. Can you see how that runs down your hand? It is extremely runny. But when you put it on, you get beautiful coverage. So I'm going to go ahead using just a curved foundation brush, and I'm going to apply it. Now, I actually personally would put this on with my fingers, and it does say that you can do that. So I'm going to do one half with my brush, and then the next side with my fingers. And I think you'll find the fingers go on a little bit better. But you can see already the glow, but not overly glowy. It's really lovely. So I'm going to put it on my eyes and forehead. Now that one pump has pretty much been used with the brush, and that's pretty typical that your brush will just pick up more product. But you can see it's even covered up that age spot, which is always an indicator for me. But this is a super, super light foundation. Very, very unusual, but it works. Okay, I love this foundation. Now I'm going to put the other side of my face using my fingers. I'm going to put another drop. It's a really challenge. The dropper is not something I'm used to, but I'll put this on with my fingers. And it's actually very lovely to apply. It's super smooth and nice, easy. It's one of those very, very lightweight. It feels like the texture of it is like a tinted moisturizer, but it's a foundation. And you can build this up a little bit. I'm going to just show you this one layer, one application. Just grab my mirror here if I can find it. Just take a quick look. I've got it even. Okay. Now that is pretty much how I would go out. I love that. I think it's just nice and smooth. It's not that tacky, so I think it's going to be a little, not transfer proof, but it won't be so extravagant. I'm just now finishing up with my fingers everywhere. Okay, so that's one coat. I love it. I'm going to take a little bit more. I've got some on my hand here, and I'm going to just put a bit more on either side. And I think this is probably, in my experience, the best tinted moisturizer foundation that I've ever used. It's amazing. But I wanted to do this video because I wanted to show you that there's so many products from L'Oreal that look the same and could be considered the same product, but they're very, very different. This nude is unique. It's $19, so it's not in the sense of being a drugstore product. It is not that affordable, but I think it's worth it. And I've used this a lot, and I think I've got about 2/3 of it left, and it's worth it for me. Anyway, so that's the foundation. I hope that you like it. I'm going to now apply my day-to-day makeup, just very simple application. And if you've got any questions about this particular foundation, let me know. Are you using it? Have you found it? Here in Europe, I cannot, when I go to the shops, I don't see the nude version, but I got mine in the UK when I was visiting. So it's available in the UK, but not in mainland Europe, in Switzerland where I am. It should be available in the United States. So I'm going to just right now play with some makeup, some new things that I've discovered over the last month. And it's not really my kind of August highlights, but it's pretty much things I found in August. And the first one is a blush and bronzer face palette by Zoeva. I have become a big fan of Zoeva. I really like their products. They're very, the colors of their eyeshadows are fantastic. I've done a video recently on that, which I hope you enjoy. But this is a face palette, and it's got a nice mirror, but it's got a bronzer, two blushes, and a highlighter. Now, the only thing I'll say, there's a darker version of this particular Zoeva face palette, but I got the light one myself, and it looked darker on the website when they were applying it. This particular color called Euphoria, this one on the bottom, looked darker. It looked almost apricot. It almost looked like the number 7 apricot. but it turned out to be quite light. So just a little word of consideration if you're thinking of purchasing this face palette. You might want to just double check that you're comfortable. You'll see how they go on, and it's actually quite a nice set of colors. But I'm going to, first of all, put my bronzer on here, if I can find my brush. Here we go. It's a nice bronzer. It's kind of a bit warmer than the bronzer that I might normally use, but it's okay if you just have a light hand with it. And I just apply that just below my cheeks, just here. And you don't have to work too hard with it. It's just, it gives a little teeny bit of shape and contour. It's not as light and ash brown as the Flower Beauty bronzer that I really, really like, but it's okay. I like it. And it's in a face palette, you're kind of looking for, sometimes you love the blushes and the bronzer's not so hot, or other way around. But in this case, it's really nice. Actually, I quite like it now that I see it in the light again. So that's my bronzer. And then I'll take a little bit of that and put it under my chin. It's all done with lights and illusion makeup. But this is kind of fun, just to give you that little bit of shape underneath your chin. Okay, now in terms of the blush, I'm going to play with both these colors. I'm first of all going to choose this one, which is a little bit darker, which is ironic because on the website it looks like the lower one is darker. But this is the one that's called, let's see, what's it called? Sympathy. It's very pretty. And I'll just dab that on my brush. And then just, and it's a very peachy color. It's definitely peach. It's actually my favorite color for blush. I like a pinky peach, but when you find a true peach that's just got a nice, this is a beautiful glow to it without any glow. Let me just put on the other side. I love it. I really do love Zoeva powders. They do a really good job with it. So that's and this foundation, by the way, is lovely with all powder blushes or cream blushes. I've tried both and it's just fantastic. Okay, so that's my blush, and I'm going to then pick up a little bit of this one at the bottom called Ambrosia, or no, Euphoria. This one here at the bottom, and use that just as a softener, just to play with it and see how it turns out. It's a little bit, in my opinion, lighter, but it gives a nice glow. There is a highlight, and usually on face palettes, I tend to do this swirling around, and I'm going to do that with the top too. I'm just going to put a teeny bit of the... Now, how is that? Personally, I would want to go a little bit peachy or orangey color, but I'm going to just use a tiny, tiny bit of my number 7 blush, which is this beautiful, it's called Apricot. And I'm going to take a tiny little dab of that, and just on the kind of apple of my cheek. I just like that little bit more defined color. Okay, so that's blush. That Zoeva palette's really nice, though. I really like it. Okay, oh, on my nose. Now, eyes. Okay, so eyes I'm going to just play with just a pretty straightforward application. I'm going to use a palette that I just got it. It's from Essence. It's one of their little 4-pan palettes. Or is it 6-pan? And there's different color combinations. There's a green, a blue, a lilac. There's a coral, and then this one, which is called bronze. And to me, I haven't got the coral yet. I ordered it, so I'm going to use the bronze, but I think it will go nicely with these colors. And again, with this foundation. Now, I'm going to pop a teeny bit of, it's called P. Louise base for my eyes, just to give a little bit of a tonal softening. My eyes have got, little veins in them, and they're getting a bit older. They've seen amazing things in my life, though, I must admit. They've served me well. And even though they're 72 years old, I think they're just fine. And people always comment about my eyebrows, and I'm sorry, but they're just what they are. I love them. I love the fact that I can see. That's all that really matters. And putting eye makeup on is not my big priority in the great scheme of things. So P. Louise, like a base, which is really nice, bring it up under the eyebrows. I'm going to, before I put on the eyeshadow, use my eyebrow product. I must have tried so many products for eyebrows because, as you can see, I don't have very many of them, and my eyebrows are not well shaped. And I've tried the Wow Brow, I've tried the Essence product, I've tried Charlotte Tilbury, and the one that I keep coming back to is this Maybelline Tattoo Brow. Now, it has got quite a, it's got a little mascara brush, and it's not small by any means. So what I always do with this, I take a little clean cloth and I just wipe off a little bit from the brush, because it does end up being a little dark. And I just want to make sure that it's not overwhelming my eyebrows. So let me just, if I can, oops, let's put the mirror down a bit. Okay. And there's just something about this one. It is the color, and it's also the fact that the brush is a little bit bigger, like the Charlotte Tilbury is teeny weeny, and this is just a little bit more able to fill in the gaps in my brows that are just missing. And I just bring it out as straight out as I can, not down. And then this side. So this has become kind of my favorite. And as I said, I've tried many. So this, I'm just outlining my brows. Sometimes I use the e.l.f. Wow Brow, which is similar color, but not quite the same texture of brush. So that's my eyebrows. And then the shadow I'm going to use, as I mentioned, was this one from Essence. It's called Bronze. Bronze This Way. And I like it because it's got a nice gentle matte that I can use as my base, and then it's got some shimmers, and I'm going to just play with this one. I'm going to start with this light color all over my, whoops, I'm dropping things today. I've got too many things in front of my desk. I'm going to use a crown brush, which I just purchased. It's a fluffy brush, and I like it a lot. So I'm going to use that very light color all over my eyelid. And I'm going to just bring that right up to the eyebrow. And as I've mentioned many, many times, I don't actually use this kind of contouring and you know, the V at the end and all that kind of stuff. I really honestly, I respect people that can do it, but I just know that from experience, if I put anything that's glittery on my eyelid, it will end up just smudging all over, because my eyes are just, you know, they're a little hooded, and I've just got, so I'm going to just make sure I've got this kind of evenly applied all over. It's got a teeny bit, now that I look at it, maybe it's just the light coming through, but it does have a little bit of a glow, that one. Now I'm going to now apply, if you can see this, there's darker color right here, which I will put on the edge of my eye. And I do this only just for blending purposes, really. And I must admit, these are a teeny little bit powdery when you put these on, so just be a little careful and thoughtful of that. So I'm going to just apply this darker color. Can you see it's a little bit of a browny rust color, and on the edge of my eye there. And I won't really bring it over the crease. I'll just kind of smudge it in. And then this is on the other side. You can see what I'm doing here. I am also going to take the darker brown here and use it for an eyeliner. So once I've done that, I'll take the other side of the brush, I'll turn it over and use this very dark brown here. And I'm going to use that. I could find a smaller brush if that might be useful, but this is actually really works well. I'm going to just use it as a liner across my top of my eye. I love that about all these little Essence palettes. They've got a dark color in there, so that you can do this if you want to put eyeshadow instead of a liner. I think it's softer for older eyes. I just think it's a little softer. And so I've done that. I've got some like brown liner and then the dark on the edge. And then I'm going to just go back to my fluffy brush and pick up this beautiful peachy color, which is going to go on my lid. I love the color peach and rusty colors. I think they're so pretty. And they do work with almost any eye color. I'm going to put on this side. That's really pretty. Can you see? And I'm going to now take a combination of this one here and this one. Is this right? No, these two. This shimmer and this one. And I'm going to just apply that on the center of my eye so it's got a bit more color to it. They don't have the names on these, on this particular palette. I think it's on the back, but okay, so that is my eye. I just find that certain shimmers just look better when you apply them with your finger. Okay, so that's the eyes, and I'm now going to put some mascara on. I've got a new mascara from e.l.f. which I really like. I wanted to show it to you. It's called Big Mood. Love the color, Big Mood, and it's a huge brush. It's one of those massive sort of hourglass style, you see. But I'm just going to wipe these a bit. It's brand new, so I'm going to take a little bit off the edge so it doesn't smudge. And I will do applying my mascara looking down, which I've just relearned this technique that Ariane Poole taught me. And it's basically when you apply your mascara, look down, don't look up, don't try to look in the mirror like this. Just trust your intuition and look down. Okay, oops, and don't put it on your nose. Don't even use your mirror because that tempts you to look. Okay. It's a really thickening, volumizing mascara. I love it. And I'm going to do the other side. Get rid of this bit of hair here. And look down. You can actually feel it pulling under your eye. Not too close to your eye lid, of course, but just doing it that way gives you a completely different mascara experience. It's incredible. But you get wonderful volume with this. And it's a drugstore product. Of course, e.l.f. is, under $6 for this mascara. And I think it's perfect. And I know this was a foundation demonstration, and that was the main reason for doing it, but I think it's been fun to see these other products that I've been playing with, the Zoeva face palette, this Essence eyeshadow palette, this Big Mood mascara, and lipstick. I'm going to go back to something that I love and I've used forever and ever. It's actually by Bobbi Brown. I have a passion, many of you know, for this beautiful lipstick by Estee Lauder called Frosted Apricot. And it's now discontinued, but I still hunt for it, and I found it. Someone sent me one once. It was so fun. But I'm actually going to use this one by Bobbi Brown, which is a really close second. So here we go. This my liner is going to be my BH Cosmetics Endora. I've mentioned this particular eyeliner, lip liner before. It works with everything. It's a kind of brownie mauve, and it works with coral, with peach, with pink, and I'll put it on here. It's not a light liner. It's got a color to it, which I like. So that's the liner around the edges. Now I just fill in with the liner. That way, with our mask that we're wearing these days, it's nice to have a little bit of color on the lips when you take it off. And if you put lipstick on top of this, that may fade away, but the liner will stay, and you'll have a little bit of color on your lips. Okay, so that's my Endora lip liner, and I'm now going to use my Bobbi Brown lipstick, which is in the color Guava. I don't know what there's a brand to this, but I'll leave the details below, sort of within the brand, but it's a beautiful color. I love it so much, and it's very close to the Frosted Apricot, but it's smoother. It's more creamy. Every time I wear this, I just forget how beautiful it is and how much I love it. And then when I put it on, I think I should wear this all the time because I think it's so, so lovely. Okay. I think it's lovely. And so that is it. The main reason for stopping here today and just sharing this with you was to share the foundation. It's the new L'Oreal True Match Nude. It's got hyaluronic acid in it, 1%, which makes it a beautiful skincare product to put on, as well as a great foundation. I've used my Zoeva face palette, which I think is really pretty. It's one of those palettes that I would use probably more in the summer, spring months, but you can just top it up like I did with a little bit darker color to bring out a deeper tone if you want for the autumn and winter. And then I've got my Big Mood mascara from e.l.f., which I absolutely love. It wears so well, and as you saw, I put two sort of layers on, and it worked perfectly. And I think that was it. And my brows, of course, was the Tattoo Brow by Maybelline. But I hope that you enjoyed this demonstration and that you are inspired to give that L'Oreal foundation a try. The Perfect Match Nude is unique. It's sold out in a lot of places, so I hope that you can find it. and let me know what you think about it. And if you've got any other foundations or face products that you feel have really worked for you as an older woman, please leave the details in the section below. Let's share. I mean, let's just share what we found and what we've used. And I hope that you have a bright, sunny day too, and take really good care of yourselves. Enjoy yourself. Go out and shine with your makeup on, and just enjoy every single moment that we have. So I love you all, and I'm sending you lots of positivity and confidence in your life right now. Let makeup maybe be that helper. Take very good care of yourself. Stay safe and strong, and I love you all. Bye-bye.